He's seen things. He knows things. What if he's not coming for us? What if it's something else?
As you get further enmeshed in what's going on in Jason Bourne, you're coordinating activities all over the world. For a youngish operative in the CIA going up against someone like Tommy Lee Jones, what's that like for your character?
Intimidating. But I also, what I liked about this, I think it was one of the first questions I actually had with Paul when I met him. I didn't have the role yet, and I was like, well, for having that kind of key position in a cyber research team, she's still quite young. And we both discussed it, and it's more the fact that she's kind of the symbol of what has changed over the 10 years since the last Jason Bourne movie. She is a prodigy hacker who's kind of probably been picked up quite early on because of her abilities and what she can do in cyber and IT. We actually, when we were in London shooting, I met some of the people from the Google AI research team, and like you walk in there, everyone's under 30. And it kind of shows like how new this whole kind of, especially in CIA, how you roll with warfare, and in this film we bring up questions about surveillance and privacy, and so I think that she is a young girl who has had a few, not too many years, but she's been on a mission from a very young age. And I think you can see that she's reaching for the top without not really knowing what that might be yet, because it feels like she's hiding her whatever personal agenda she has.
It seems like what she's keenest on is a battle of wills, and that sort of manifests in lots of different ways, whether it's trying to get her own way with Tommy Lee Jones's character, or actually running the real-time hacking operation. When it comes to prepare for a scene where you're hacking and carrying out these things that can seem a bit ridiculous on the surface, as an actor, how do you channel that? Like, do you think that it is like a battle of wills with an opponent somewhere else? What's the thinking there for you?
Technically, to try and prepare for them. Well, it is. I wish I had the time. We were actually talking about. I'm kind of very interested in IT in the sense of that. I was like, what if I can just go and do a course in programming? Because it's one of those things that I also think is so much part of our world, and I hope that young kids in school has that part of their education almost growing up now. And but then of course when you're just there, sadly enough I couldn't even play with it. It was just like a blue screen because they haven't decided yet what I was supposed to work with. So you sat there, and I usually just like chose 3 words that I knew how to type, like dog, cat, sky, and just like repeated it over and over again to actually feel like I was pressing down and have a certain rhythm. But it's all kind of comes down to movie magic, I think, when you actually do the scenes. But it's wonderful in films when you get to learn and actually educate yourself in a certain subject in preparation for a role.
The world is at war. We need the perfect weapon.
She is very much a character who kind of rules in the shadows. And she also have the ability of almost having the other people do the dirty work for her and do the running. I think she seems very educated. I think she knows the world, but maybe from her own quite. I think she's a very interested person and knows about the world and politics, but probably has learned a lot from her computer and from her, very locked space. But of course, it's interesting to know that she went to the same university as in our film, the opposite of the main issue between CIA and this social media company about the questioning of privacy. And I love the fact that both of them actually have the same education and are both kind of prodigy hackers, but because of moral ideas and interests, they've decided to take very different paths.
I know what you did.
The next bullet's in your head!